Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ. Blessed. It's Captain Matt, IUIC Baton Rouge. And this is another 15 minutes with the captains. All right. Now, today's topic is, do you counsel for correction or conversation? Because they got a lot of people that, they want correction. But when they want the correction, do they really want to hear what you got to say? Or do they want the conversation? Now, you're supposed to come to your counselor, your leaders, your elders, your counselor of 1,000 to counsel to get things corrected in your life. But a lot of people, they don't want that. You just want to talk. Now, if you want to talk, fine. I have a listening ear. I'll listen to you all day. But if you want counsel, you have to apply the counsel. And we're going to go through some scriptures today that shows that there were a lot of our forefathers that hated counsel. Why? Because it wasn't what they wanted it to be. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 10. We're going to start at verse 6.
2 Chronicles chapter 10, verse 6. And King Rehoboam took counsel with the old men that had stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, saying, what counsel give ye me to return answer to this people?
Because Solomon died. Now Rehoboam is in charge. It's like, all right, what do I do? You got to think about it. He's asking for counsel, right? At least that's what it appears. Read on.
And they spake unto him, saying, if thou be kind to this people, and please them, and speak good words to them, they will be thy servants forever.
So he hears this. Look, treat the people right. They'll serve you forever if you just treat them right. Read on.
But he forsook the counsel which the old men gave him, and took counsel with the young men that were brought up with him that stood before him.
Now, why would he forsake this counsel and take the counsel of his friends? Why even go to your friends? Why even go to your friends? Because you really wasn't even planning on doing nothing that the older men told you to do. None of those elders you was going to listen to. You went there for conversation. Rehoboam went there for some conversation. Hey, what y'all think I should do? To try to appear like, yeah, I'm out for the benefit of the people. Okay, well, this is how you benefit the people. Nah, I ain't going to do that. What my partner and them said sounds a lot better. Read on.
And he said unto them, what advice give ye that we may return answer to this people, which have spoken to me, saying, ease somewhat the yoke that thy father did put upon us. And the young men that were brought up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou answer the people that spake unto thee, saying.
Now, here's the thing with a lot of people that are young in the spirit. You counsel with your friends. And I've seen it year after year. I know our elders have seen it. They've been over 30 years. I know that they have seen it. You sit there and you counsel with your friends. You 3 years in the truth, they 2 years, 11 months in the truth. And you counseling with them on what you need to be doing. Why? That makes no sense. That makes zero sense. They have no wisdom to give you that's more important than what an elder can give you. But why do you do it? Because you just want to talk. You just want conversation. You just want somebody to hear maybe your complaint. You just want somebody to tickle your fancy, whisper in your ear, tell you those sweet nothings. But that's not how the scriptures tell us to roll. Read on.
Thus shalt thou answer the people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it somewhat lighter for us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins.
And look at what conversation does. You disrespect your elders. You disrespect your fathers. He say, my little finger going to be thicker than my father's loins. You know how disrespectful that is to say about your father? Read.
For whereas my father put a heavy yoke upon you, I will put more to your yoke. My father chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions.
Look at where that conversation led. Conversation means you want somebody to tell you what you want to hear. You ever heard of somebody saying, yeah, that was a bad conversation. I sure enjoyed it. People want good conversation. That's how a lot of sisters get took. Good conversation. That's how a lot of murmuring happens. Good conversation. Y'all don't want counsel. You want a good conversation. Let's go to another example of good conversation. 2 Kings chapter 5. Remember the scriptures say things that was written aforetime was written for our learning. I don't know how the apologetics and the so-called Christian church always talk about you ain't got to worry about the Old Testament. There's so many lessons in here. Didn't Christ say I come in the volume of the book? So how you going to leave 3/4 of the book? 2 Kings chapter 5, let's start at verse 9.
2 Kings chapter 5, verse 9. So Naaman came with his horses, with his chariot, and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, Go and wash in Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee, and thou shalt be clean.
So Naaman, he had some stuff on his skin. He had a plague on his skin, and he wanted to be healed. So Elisha told him, look, go in the Jordan River and dip yourself 7 times. Let's see what he said. Read on.
But Naaman was wroth, and went away, and said, Behold, I thought he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, and strike his hand over the place and recover the leper.
He wanted some big, huge, grandiose miracle to happen. That's what a lot of us think about this truth. You come and you get counsel when somebody tells you, that's like what we say on the street. They say, well, what do I do about this situation? Keep the commandments. Yeah, I know that already, but what else? There ain't nothing else. This is what you got to do. Well, how do I get right with God? Keep the commandments. Well, my woman, she don't want to listen to me. I've been trying to tell her about this truth. Don't you still smoke weed? Well, I mean, every now and then, stop smoking weed. Okay, but once I do that, then what? What you mean, then what? Just do the first thing we said to do. Stop smoking weed. Maybe she'll see how serious you are when you put down the one thing that you enjoy doing. You continue to keep going. Just like Naaman. He wanted some big, huge, grand. I thought he was going to call upon the Lord and take his hammer or his staff and smite the river, and the river was going to open up wide, and then he was going to recover. No. Sometimes your counsel is very simple. Sometimes you need to be told, maybe you just need to be quiet. Sometimes maybe you just need to do this. Maybe you just need to do that. And that's the counsel. He wanted this huge, grandiose thing. Read on.
Are not Abana and Pharpar, rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? May I not wash in them and be clean? So he turned and went away in a rage.
Come on now. Now, eventually he did go wash himself. But look at what he wanted. He wanted some huge, like, why I got to go into Jordan? Why I can't go to these other rivers? Ain't these other rivers even better? No, what the hell you mean? We got to have our minds right. Counsel ain't always some big, huge, grandiose thing that is going to give you this warm and fuzzy feeling and have you walking away enlightened and full of vigor and joy. No, sometimes counsel hurts you. Hurt your feelings, rather. Sometimes counsel will hurt your feelings. Let's get that now. 1 Kings chapter 22. Start at verse 5.
1 Kings chapter 22, verse 5. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, Inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, Shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, Go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king.
So these prophets, they wasn't prophets, bruh. They wasn't prophets of the Lord. He said, look, should I go up against them? Yeah. That's good. They're like that Muppet Baby thing. Yup. Uh-huh. That's what they was doing. A bunch of 400 yes men. Watch what Jehoshaphat say.
And Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides, that we might inquire of him?
Jehoshaphat like, look, don't they got a actual prophet somewhere? Like we need a real prophet to like give you an answer for this. Read.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him, for he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so.
Come on now. Yeah, they got one. I know that there's a brother that could give me some good counsel. But I hate this dude because every time he tell me something, it's always bad. Well, did you ever think that maybe you're the one that need to change and maybe the counsel would be a little different? Maybe, just maybe, if you fixed yourself, the counsel wouldn't be evil in your eyes. Maybe, just maybe, if you actually listened, you would like the counsel. It's supposed to be good. The scriptures say, let the righteous smite me. It shall be a kindness. We're supposed to look at these things as a growth tool. Counsel is supposed to help you grow. Not to punish you, not to put you down, not to make you weak. It's supposed to help you grow. But he wanted good conversation. He said, I hate that dude. Every time he tells something, it's always bad concerning me. Read on.
Verse 9. Then the king of Israel called an officer and said, hasten hither Micaiah, the son of Imlah. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah, the son of Chenanah, made him horns of iron. And he said, thus saith the Lord, with these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou have consumed them.
They started even making up stuff. Yeah, you gonna push the Syrians like the horns of this here. That ain't what the mouth of Micaiah said. That was somebody else said, yeah, you gonna push. It sounded good. Smooth words, like it say in Isaiah 30. Read on.
And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hand.
Read.
And the messenger that was going to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, behold now, the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good.
Amen. Look, all the other prophets, they gave the king some good conversation. And that's what that side conversation stuff do. Deacon I call it contingency talk. This right here is contingency talk. Hey, look, everybody else done said something good to the king. You better fix your lips and say something good too. Read on.
And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord said unto me, that will I speak.
I ain't speaking nothing but what God told me to speak. Read on.
So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he will prophesy no good concerning me but evil?
You know what that shows? A lot of times before you get counsel, you already know what the counsel going to be. You already know what they're going to tell you to do. You just hoping, maybe, just maybe, that the spirit of Satan is on that person to tell you what you want to hear. No, it's not. All right? We have to understand that the Lord tells us what we should and shouldn't do. It comes right here out of this Bible. The counsel of God is the thing that we should look forward to. Not the counsel of our own mind, not the counsel of our feelings, not just the good conversation. But it's supposed to be there to guide you in the right direction. I'm going to show you another example. This is my last example. Matthew 19. Show you another example in the New Testament.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 16.
Yes, sir.
And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
So he wanted to know how you get the kingdom of heaven. Read on.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He said unto him, Which? Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Look at all of the commandments that he named. He said, look, you want the kingdom of heaven? Keep the commandments. He tried to, which ones? He started naming off a few of them. Read on.
The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet?
Man, look, I done did all of that. I'm good. What else I need? That's just like a lot of us. Yeah, all right, that's the counsel, but what else? All right, I hear what you're saying, but what else? What you mean, what else? Let's see what Christ said.
Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me.
Because part of loving your neighbor as you love yourself is seeing the poor of your people and helping them. He was a rich, young ruler, which means he had money, he had status, he had resources that a lot of us didn't have. So he had the ability to lift the poor man out of his low estate. And what did he do?
But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
He wanted conversation. Christ gave him counsel in order to get to the kingdom of heaven, everlasting life. And he went away sad because he had to give some things up. This is what we got to understand. Do you want counsel or do you want conversation? We have to examine ourselves. Like Deacon Joshua says, self-examination is a gift. You understand? Pray for that gift. All right? So this has been 15 minutes with the captains. Shalom. Most High in Christ bless.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.